You ever just stand on the edge of something? Something that ain't yours, but it calls to you anyway? Like, pulls at you. Even though, deep down, you know it could wreck you. I did. That night, his name was Julian Crane. A billionaire. You've heard of him, I'm sure. Smile like a magazine cover. Secrets that could, God, they could burn this whole damn city down. I thought I could walk into his world, love him, and stay me. But I couldn't. By the time I figured that out, I'd already torn his heart wide open. Almost broke him. So yeah, how do you destroy a man who is everything? Worse, how the hell do you save him when you're the one who did it? I was a ghost in a glass palace that night. Elena Voss, journalist, outsider, not some starry-eyed girl, not someone looking to fall. I came for the story, you know? Crane Technologies, how they rose so fast. Too fast. I told myself that was why I was there. But then, I saw him, and something shifted. He looked right at me, like he'd been waiting. And his eyes, there was something in them. Something hollow. A silence that no amount of money could fill. And damn it, I wanted to understand it. I wanted to understand him. You got that flight risk look, thinking of bolting already? Or just allergic to this much sparkle? Maybe it's the chandeliers. Or maybe I just don't speak fluent billionaire. Fair enough. But you're here. So something pulled you in. What was it? A story. That's it. I'm with the City Herald. A story, huh? About me, I bet. Should I be flattered or scared? Guess that depends. Got any secrets worth spilling? Oh, more than a few. But first, you gotta dance with me. His hand, it was like a key. A damn invitation. I should have said no. Really. But his smile, it wasn't just charm. It was like a promise. Like maybe, behind all that wealth and polish, there was someone just as lost as me. I needed to know what kept him awake at night. What cracked through that perfect exterior? That night, I stopped being just a reporter. I dunno, a woman falling into something I couldn't name. You're not like them. Elena, you're real. That's rare up here. Real? Or just out of place? You don't know me, Julian. Not yet, but I want to. So, what scares you, Elena Voss? Losing myself. In a headline. In a place like this. In someone. Yeah, that's my fear too. That moment. God, I felt like I could touch the sky. But stars, they burn. And I didn't see the dark creeping in. Didn't see him. Marcus Vale. Watching. Waiting. I didn't know Julian's life was a mosaic of lies stitched together with charm. Didn't know I'd be the one to pull the wrong thread. Didn't know love would ask me to bleed. But it always does, doesn't it? Especially when you're dancing with someone who's already broken. This view, it's like you own the world. Don't you ever get tired of holding it? Every day. But tonight, with you, feels lighter. Be careful, Mr. Crane. You're dangerously close to sounding human. Maybe I need someone to remind me I am. I stepped into Julian Crane's world thinking I'd walk back out. But that's the lie we tell ourselves when we fall. That we can fall and still come out whole. I broke him. Worse, I didn't mean to. But I came back. Because sometimes love's not a fairy tale. Sometimes it's the wreckage. And in the wreckage, you find the parts that matter. Love, it's a thief. Not the sneaky kind. No, it kicks down the door, wrecks your plans, rearranges your damn soul. 3 months after that rooftop gala, I was in deep, too deep. Julian Crane wasn't just a headline anymore. He was, God, he was everything. Private jets, rooftop dinners. That way he'd say my name like it mattered. But love doesn't blind you. Not fully. It's weird, it sharpens things. You start to notice the cracks. And with Julian, his empire, there were cracks all over the place. I thought I could love him and keep my truth. But truth doesn't sit quietly, it claws. And when it breaks through, it doesn't just break him, it breaks everything. Julian's office was like power in physical form, all glass and steel and silence, where billion-dollar decisions were tossed around like paper airplanes. I started showing up there more often. Not just as his girlfriend, as a journalist who couldn't stop wondering. I told myself it was curiosity, not suspicion. But let's be real. Every question I asked about Crane Technologies felt like stepping closer to a ledge. What if this man, this home I'd found, was built on lies? What if I was falling for someone who wasn't who I thought he was? You're staring again, Elena, planning your bestseller on my boring paperwork? Boring? Seriously? Project Nexus sounds like something out of Black Mirror. What is it? Time travel? Mind control? It's just business, love, new tech, big investors. Nothing to lose sleep over. You know, my journalist spidey senses are tingling. Secrets make the best stories. Some stories don't need to be written. Elena, trust me on this one. His touch said stay. But his words? They said not now. I wanted to trust him. I needed to. But trust? It's glass. One crack and the whole thing shatters. And that damn file kept whispering, kept calling. What was he hiding? And why did it feel like if I found out, I'd lose everything? Back in my world, the noise got louder. My apartment used to feel safe, my little fortress. But now it just felt like a war room. Notes everywhere. Dreams tangled with doubts. That email, it was Pandora's damn box. I wanted to believe he was still him. That soft, brilliant, wounded man I saw in the quiet hours. But what if he wasn't? What if Crane Technologies was just a house of cards? And what if I was the one who'd blow it all down? Julian, what's Project Nexus? And don't say business. I saw it. Offshore accounts. Trial notes. What is this? You went through my files? Elena, you don't get it. You don't know what you're pulling at. Then explain it to me. God, Julian, I love you, but I can't love a lie. Are you hiding something? I'm protecting you. This company, my world, it's complicated. Just trust me. Please. Trust isn't blind, Julian. It's earned. And right now, you're making it real hard. That fight, that was the first tear in the fabric. The first time I thought, maybe I don't know him. I wanted to believe his touch was real, that his heart was still mine. But the whispers kept echoing, of secrets, of boardroom betrayals, of a man who might not even exist outside my hopes. I was trained to chase truth, but I was also in love. God, I was so in love. And I didn't know which part of me was going to win. Love's a battlefield, right? And truth's the sharpest damn blade in it. That night, I felt the first cut, the first crack. I didn't know then that I'd leave Julian shattered. Didn't know I'd come back just to try to save him. But here's the thing. The broken, they don't just fall silent. They whisper. And those whispers, they'll haunt you until you answer them. Truth, God, it's a blade. It doesn't just cut, it opens. Leaves wounds that never really close. And that night in the rain, I held that blade in my hands. And I used it. Cut through everything. His world, my heart. Julian Crane, he was everything. The man who made me believe love wasn't just a fairy tale for other people. But what do you do when the man you love, the man who held you like you were the only thing keeping him breathing, is tied to something so dark it could ruin lives? I thought I knew him. I really did. I thought love could survive anything. Turns out, all it takes is one email to blow everything apart. So, how do you walk away from the only home you've ever really known? And worse, how do you live with the wreckage you leave behind? I stared at that email like it was a grenade. Project Nexus. It wasn't just some tech buzzword. It was God. It was a web. Money going places it shouldn't. People getting hurt. And Julian's name, his initials, right there, plain as day. I wanted to believe it was wrong. Some mistake. Because the Julian I knew, the one who kissed my scars like they mattered, he couldn't be part of that. But the evidence, it was cold, and it didn't care how I felt. I was supposed to follow facts. But I was in love, desperate to be wrong. And right then, I had no idea which part of me was about to win. The ride to Julian's penthouse felt like heading to a funeral. Not his. Ours. The rain wouldn't let up. It was like it wanted to wash the last bits of hope off me. I didn't want to believe he could do this. Didn't want to think he'd lie to me. But the file, it was heavy, heavier than memory, heavier than love. I kept thinking about his laugh, his promises, the way he looked at me like I was his. And all I could think was it all just smoke? Or was I about to destroy something that maybe could have been saved? Julian, we need to talk. Now. Elena, you're soaked. What happened? This. Project Nexus. Offshore accounts. Illegal trials. Your initials. Tell me this isn't real. Tell me you're not part of this. Where did you get that? Elena, you don't understand what you're holding. Then help me. Please, just tell me, because right now, it looks like you're funding something evil. I loved you, Julian. I trusted you. Was that just some kind of game? It's not what you think. I swear I'm trying to fix it. There's more going on. Stuff I can't explain. Not because I don't trust you. It's dangerous, Elena. Just stay. Stay with me. I can't stay with someone who hides the truth. I can't love a lie. I'm done, Julian. I'm done. Walking away? That was the hardest thing I've ever done. Every step. God, it felt like I was ripping out my own lungs. I wanted to stop, to go back, to believe him. But the truth in my hands, it weighed more than my heart. I thought I was saving myself. Saving the woman I was supposed to be. But I was tearing him apart. Tearing us apart. And as the rain swallowed me whole, I didn't know if I'd ever make it back. But the broken, their whispers stick with you. They don't let go. If you've ever walked away from someone you loved, thinking it was the right thing, only to wonder if you broke them in the process, then maybe the story is yours too. And if it is, don't just watch. Subscribe. Because if this kind of truth doesn't deserve to be heard, then what are we even doing here? And if you won't subscribe, then drop a comment and tell me why. Seriously, I want to know what's holding you back. Leaving Julian was like walking away from a mirror and leaving half my face behind. I thought I was choosing truth. Thought it made me brave. But I didn't know the cost. Didn't know I'd leave a man like him, a billionaire, in pieces. Didn't know I'd shatter something that once felt so untouchable. But in the rain, in that quiet after the fight, I heard the whispers. Mine, his, ours. And they told me this wasn't the end. Time doesn't heal anything. Whoever said that lied. It just teaches you to walk around with the broken pieces, like they're not slicing you open. It's been 3 years since I walked away from Julian Crane. 3 years since I left him standing in that penthouse with a file in his hand and a hole in his chest. And now he's unraveling. The man who used to own this city. He's barely a flicker now. Whiskey. Silence. Regret. I didn't watch him fall, but I felt it. Every damn inch of it. So how do you live knowing you're someone's breaking point? How do you not go back when the person you loved is disappearing? I told myself I left for the truth. But standing here now, I don't know anymore. Was it worth it? And God, can I ever make it right? His home was haunted, not by ghosts, by silence, by the absence of what used to be. I'd known this place when he was alive. But now, it was like staring into a cracked mirror. And 3 years ago, I was the one who threw the stone. I thought I was doing the right thing, saving myself, uncovering the truth. But what if that truth cost more than it gave? What if I wasn't just breaking his heart? What if I started to fall? I wasn't supposed to be here. I told myself I'd moved on. New city, new stories, new everything. But Julian, he was the one story I couldn't close. I came back for a lead, some whisper about Crane Technologies falling apart. But what I found was him, not the man from the headlines, not the man from my memories. Something else, something fractured. And looking at him now, I couldn't help but wonder, was this my doing? Did I leave him just so I could come back and find nothing left? You were right, Elena. I should have told you. All of it. But now it's too late. I'm sorry, Julian. I didn't know it had come to this. But I'm here now. I won't let you fall. Standing there, watching him, was like watching two ghosts meet, me and him. who we were, who we'd become. He was broken. I was cracked straight down the middle. But there was something else in that room. A shadow. Something darker than guilt. Darker than pain. I left him to save myself. But maybe I left too soon. Maybe something else had been sinking its claws into him long before I walked out. I didn't know if I could fix him. Didn't even know if he'd let me. But I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't letting go. Not without a fight. After love dies, what's left? Not silence. Not peace. Whispers. Whispers of what we were. What we could have been. What we buried. Julian was broken, and I was the one who pulled the trigger. But this time, the whispers felt different. They didn't just speak of regret. They spoke of danger. Something closing in. And if I had any breath left in me, I'd use it. To fight. To stay. To come back. Because that's what the broken do. They whisper. They fight. They don't let go. Coming back to New York felt like walking into a ghost story. Except I was a ghost. 3 years ago, I left Julian Crane behind. Left him in pieces. Thinking I was saving myself from his secrets. But the past? It doesn't just vanish. It lingers. It pulls. I built a new life, safe, simple, stories that didn't cut so deep. But then I heard the whispers. About Julian. About trouble. About something dark circling Crane Technologies. And suddenly I was back. Back in the city. Back in the storm. I thought I'd escaped. How do you help someone you shattered? How do you face the man whose heart you wrecked? Knowing you might just do it again? The diner was the only place I could still breathe. It smelled like cinnamon and second chances. And Lila was my anchor. She knew me before everything. Before Julian. Before I burned my life down. I came back chasing a lead. A name I hadn't seen since the day I walked away. Marcus Vale. A man I should have paid more attention to. Now he was circling Julian like a shark. And I was back here, staring at notes that look a hell of a lot like guilt. You've been back 2 weeks. Elena. And already you're neck deep in this mess again. What's going on? This isn't just a story, is it? It's Julian. He's in trouble, Lila. Something's wrong at Crane Technologies. Marcus Vale, his business partner? I got a tip, and it's big. Dangerous. Dangerous how? And why you said you were done. You walked away, remember? I know what I did. I broke him, Lila. Left him thinking he was a monster. But what if I got it wrong? What if I didn't see everything? You loved him. Maybe you still do, but going back into his world. Are you sure you're ready for that? I have to be, because if I don't, he could lose everything. His company, his life. And I owe him more than silence. Lila's words, they cut into places I've been trying not to feel. Love, guilt, duty, they all lived in the same corner of my chest now. And Marcus Vale, he wasn't just some name anymore. He was a shadow in the corner. He was in that file, the one that ruined us. And now he was orchestrating something worse. Something I had to stop, not as a journalist, as the woman who still remembered what Julian's heartbeat felt like at 3 a.m. What's on that? Something that could get you in real trouble? Evidence, emails, financial records. There's a whole plan. Phase 2 of something called Project Nexus. Vale's moving money, covering his tracks. I think he's setting Julian up to take the fall. Or worse. Worse? Elena, this is a billionaire's empire we're talking about. People don't just frame men like Julian without serious power behind them. Are you sure you want to mess with this? I messed with it the day I left. The day I walked away and left him bleeding. If I can save him now, I have to, even if he hates me for it. You broke him. Yeah, but maybe you're the only one who can fix this. Just promise me you'll be careful. Sitting there, with Lila's eyes on me and that damn USB drive digging into my palm. I felt it, the weight of it all. I left Julian chasing the truth. But now, truth was dragging me back. Marcus Vale wasn't just a threat to Julian's company. He was something worse. And I was the only one who could see it coming. I broke Julian's heart. But I wasn't going to let his life fall apart too. Not if I still had a breath left in me. Because that's the thing about the broken. They don't just disappear. They watch. They fight. They come back.